what's really important is overtraining. Like to have, you need a plan. Okay, so if you have a weak body part, because we have to, you as an individual, you have to really figure your body out and what works for you. So all the things are important. Your weight training, your cardio activity, you know, your diet. And when you look at your weight training, you have to, like if you have a weak body part, decide, okay, for example, if you train chest on Monday, for example, and then think that you're going to train your shoulders on Tuesday, then that's not a good move, because your shoulders come into play a great deal when you train chest. If you're doing incline exercises, which most likely for chest you're going to do 2 incline exercises. And so it's really important, if you have a weak body part, to really like put that first and focus on, okay, I need to figure this out. Like you can go and get one of our, you know, my training program for shoulders, but you really have to figure out what works for you. So that is key, is that plan. First, put it on, look at it. Does this make sense? What works for me? So that's key.
You know, I agree that it's all genetically coded. It really it's irrelevant if you do any of our workouts. You're not going to be able to look like us because we all have our own genetic gift. And I think people misconstrue what genetic gift means. Everyone has genetics. I think what most of you guys are saying when you say genetic, you mean pleasing to the eye to look at, or something like that, or muscular. As far as me, I've always wanted to have a complete developed muscle, so I would use every particular shoulder exercise that I possibly could. Therefore, standing from the front, from the side, from the rear, would not. You see a completely developed muscles, instead of having a particular shoulder exercise that you like to use and you use it only. Then you're not going to have a completely developed muscle. But first and foremost, you need to understand what's your genetic code and how far you can take that. I think a lot of people set themselves up for failure because they look at us and they say, okay, I want to look like that, or I'm going to do this exercise base because I want to look like this person. You can't do that because you're setting yourself up for failure. What you should be saying is, okay, I'm going to pick some exercise that somebody that I like to emulate, and take those exercises and then become the best that you possibly can. Therefore you'll find comfort and you'll be able to achieve that goal. So, it's like a person, like I used to joke with Mike Matarazzo, where it's just so, I'm like, Mike, you ought to write a best calf exercise, because all these jackwagons who have a natural, great genetic, next thing you know, they're writing a book about it. Come on, you didn't do nothing. You're born with that, you know what I'm saying? So it's about hard work, but I just fully look at, you have to exercise a muscle from every different angle possible. Therefore, you have a full developed muscle.
In my opinion, you move forward, you learn. You don't do everything that Lou does, or Shawn or me. So what you do, over the years I learned how to improve my body. Like when I did shoulders, for example, early, I was an Olympic lifter who put like over 450 pounds over my head, but that don't mean nothing. It's really, you have to target the area where you lack. For example, I stopped doing shoulder presses. I might just go front lateral, side lateral, rear delts, some upright row. That covers it all. So sometimes you have to understand what works for you and learn, and you have to be your own engineer. And not say, oh, well, I'm going to be like Lou Ferrigno. No, you have to be like yourself and beat the hell out of the muscle. Intensity, it doesn't mean heavy weight, but if you can handle heavy weight, it's pretty good. It does enhance mass, in my opinion, because when you're going with heavy weight and you force the muscle, you do activate the deep muscle fiber, and that's right there trigger muscular growth. But the engineering part is so important. If you want to develop a pretty physique, you have to look at yourself and say, well, my rear delts is off, or whatever. I mean, for me personally, when I do bench press, I know I hit my front delts right there. But doing shoulder press, you actually want to more triceps. Because you're doing bench press, you're already using your front deltoid. So be a good engineer with good intensity, no wasting time, no killing too much time. High intensity, short duration, that works. It works for me. So I changed my program over the years. I've gotten better. I've always checked my symmetry and balance. And that's what it's all about. That's what makes a good bodybuilding champion.
I've been training now for 51 years. I still train the same like I've done for the last 30 or 40 years. I still train body part 2 or 3 times a week, 10 to 12 sets of body part, 8 to 10 reps. It's all about, if you want to, for example, anybody else, you take a picture of yourself and you can take that body and you can sculpture how you want to sculpture. There's limitation. Now, the next time I hear someone come to me and say to me, I'm on a cycle, and 3 months, I'm going to change my cycle. You know the word cycle, I'm tired of hearing all these out there, all these naysayers saying I'm taking this, I'm taking all these steroids. They think that the secret comes out of a bottle. It's hard, damn work. There's 3 secrets to bodybuilding. Eat right, sleep right, and train right.
That's right.
Yeah. Listen to your body. The million exercises you can do, everyone functions differently. At the beginning of my career, one of the things that motivated me when Schwarzenegger came on the scene, because I was over 6 feet tall. Arnold was like 6'1", 6'2". Most of the competitors were under 6 feet. And it was hard for me to build this physique than other people because I had such long arms and long joints, so I had a greater range of motion doing exercises. So I found the right exercises that would stimulate my body and how to progress. And that's why when I came back to competition in 1992, I had to work twice as hard on my back because most bodybuilders, when they pose today, they don't see the back of their own back because sometimes the front is more superior than the back. But I was determined to maximize that, and you learn different exercises and how to utilize different exercises to maximize that body part. Everyone is different, but anyone can improve what they can improve. It's all about putting your mind to it. That's the beauty about bodybuilding. It's just train hard. Exactly.
No more cycle.
Thank you all so much. We have time for one more question. We're running according to a schedule.
I'm Edward Lozzi from Beverly Hills, and this question is for Lou and the other icon sitting up there. Does the venue have an effect on the future of bodybuilding competition? The venue. We're all here today in this $65 million palace. Today's Montecito Journal, there's an excellent article about this theater and the Ferrigno Legacy competition. At first it started out with some raised eyebrows about bringing bodybuilding into a palace or into high-end venues. But as the article continued, it talked about how wonderful this event is and also talks about the benefits of health and conditioning and fitness and not just the old world of bodybuilding, how it has turned into something that's cutting edge. So right now we're at the cutting edge of bodybuilding. Is it going to go to a whole different level because of this cutting edge competition, so that someday ESPN and Sports Illustrated will be covering bodybuilding as a competition as the world is in the Olympics? So in the United States yet, bodybuilding hasn't gotten to that point where we're looking at tennis scores or football scores every week. So the question, is the venue like this going to put this over the top? I happen to think so. There are other media people in the room who happen to think so as well. Maybe you can talk about, I know there were decisions involved on where you were going to be. This is an incredible venue. So, you know, whether it's on the beach in Venice, or whether it's in the Cow Palace, or whether it's in the Saban Theater in Beverly Hills, or wherever the next bodybuilding step up. So there's even talk about having competitions in museums, because some of the bodies that I've seen are works of art. They're sculptures, they're human sculptures. There's ideas about having competitions at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, at the Getty, where you're actually living sculptures are brought out. And is there anything you wanted to discuss about that, or where you see the future?
Well, that's why the beginning of our career, because the sport was bodybuilding. But now with the addition of fitness, because in the time when I was competing, we didn't have women competing. I didn't even see women come to the gym. I mean, my mother had to see me work out since I've done the movie Pumping Iron. The first time she see me work out in the gym, because I was embarrassed to have my mother come to the gym and work out. This is back in 1972, 73. But now, now with the men's physique, the women's physique, the fitness and the bodybuilding, the whole package is taken to the next level because, I mean, like besides Shawn Ray, other competitors, they have their own classic. It's all the right. I do a lot of signing comic convention. People want entertainment. People want to feel positive about themselves. People want entertainment. That's why the kind of venue brings beautiful entertainment, because every one of us that walk out of here with the kind of competition feels like to remind themselves, I want to be healthy, I want to feel good about myself. And the beauty about all this, we're conveying, we're talking to the audience with our body. It's not giving a speech. It's beautiful how the body talks, the body moves. Like last night I was watching the competition, and especially with even in men's fitness, the way you move, the gracefulness, the shape of the muscle, it's all talking to the audience. You know, you go to plays, you watch plays. You go to baseball game, football game, you see athletes but these athletes, the competitors, are talking with their body. I think it's fantastic. And I think the sky's the limit. And I want to thank you, most of all, for joining me, your PR team. You guys did a fantastic job. And thank you so much, Ed.